And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Rockingham, North Carolina, as we are getting set for our second race of the season to see who will transfer into the Subway 400 for race number 2 of the PCSRA Foster Series. Seth Cole on the pole position, on Anthony Ritchie alongside, then it's Brooklyn Rogers, Stephen Bear. There is the rest of the drivers. We have Ashton Wright in this field. We also have Trevor Good in the 36. Connor Breton in the 79, and Jeff Porkins in the 136. There is the rest of your results. Here are the points after the first race of the season, all the way down to the Rookie of the Year. Of course, this will get updated. So, yeah. And let's go ahead and get the command to start engines. And the command has been given as we're getting set for 20 laps of racing here today. This track is really notorious for tires, and a lot of times when we race here at Rockingham, North Carolina, drivers have to take care of their tires because this track can chew up these tires. And especially with these tires that have a single lug nut, which is these next-gen cars, it will be very interesting if you ask me as far as that is concerned. We've gone from 27 drivers to now 31, I want to say? I don't know. I've lost track. Seth Cole made the race last week at Coca-Cola. We'll see if he can make it go 2 for 2. Some of these drivers that DNQ'd last week are trying to make their first start of the season. Pace car is off. 20 laps of racing here at Rockingham, North Carolina. And let's go racing, drivers. The green flag is out for the non-charter race. This is going to get interesting. And I was correct. It was 31. 31 drivers. We had 27 last week. Oh, there they go in the back. That didn't take long, as our first caution is as the pace car just hit the wall. That's Ronnie Boyer and Eric Stanberry. So that means Eric Stanberry will fail to qualify this week, as our first caution is out on lap number 1, and trouble did not take long to break out on a track. And turn 2 has been one of the most trouble spots on the course. And Eric Stanberry, Ronnie Boyer for the second week in a row, he will fail to qualify. Eric Stanberry's got some damage on his Nintendo Switch Honda Accord. I failed to mention Honda made its Foster Series debut as far as the next-gen cars are concerned. However, I don't think Eric Stanberry is going to make this race. Let's take a look at the replay here. Looks like they were 4 wide, and the 13 up there, which is JT Hanley, looks like he was a little bit high. The 30 of Ronnie Boyer came down, got into Eric Stanberry, and Julia Landauer nearly gets collected, as the 30 and the 86 go hard in the inside wall. And it's no wonder we got away with only a 2-car incident here in this race. Turn 2 has always been a trouble spot every time we come to Rockingham, North Carolina, whether it's this series, whether it's Foster's, whether it's Monster, Trucks, Buffalo Wild Wings, which you'll see those races later in 2023. It's a booger bear, if you ask me. And unfortunately for Ronnie Boyer, for the second week in a row, he will fail to qualify. So tough break for him, as he will not make the show for this week here at Rockingham, North Carolina. And indeed, I was correct. Eric Stanberry is going to continue, but he's probably going to be off the pace due to the damage he got. Top 10 as we go back to green. Seth Cole's the leader. Joshua Sicoli in second. Tatum Wright, 3rd. TJ Hanley, 4th. 5th is Connor Breton. 6th is Stephen Bear. That would be the transfer spot. 7th is Brooklyn Rogers. 8th, Anthony Ritchie, sorry. I keep getting the 2 A's mixed up, which is Anthony and Annika, which I'll have to fix it soon. GT Hanley is 9th, and 10th is Jeremy Salone. So we're going to have 30 drivers of the 31. Yep, 30 drivers out of the 31. That will take the restart. Of course, the Ronnie Boyer machine is behind the wall, and he will have to go to the Infield Care Center. Back to green here at Rockingham, North Carolina. This time it's now a single file restart and not when these drivers were double wide like they were at the start of the race. Joshua Sekuli nearly got into Seth Cole there, but they keep it together and we're still green. Also, turn 4 will also be a trouble spot because drivers have a tendency to go wide off turn number 4 and go up and get that wall, and that's never a good thing, as Greg Rutz is off the pace for some reason. Something must have happened to his car. It's like Eric Stanberry's damage, it wasn't affecting him. But something must have happened to Greg Rutz, as he might be down the cylinder, as caution's out. Oh, we got a wreck on the front straightaway. Got a couple of cars around in the grass. That was Anthony Ritchie and looks like Stephen Baird. They were in the transfer spot. And just like that, our second caution comes out just as we get to the halfway point of today's race here in the non-charter. Let's take a look at a quick replay. And I was just talking about turn 4. Stephen Baird just got up out of the groove, got it way high. He's going to get the wall there, comes down, gets into Anthony Ritchie, and sent the two of them around. The 26 gets a piece of it. That is TJ Hanley, so TJ's going to have a bit of damage to his Toyota. Look at that, 36 go high and miss that. That's Trevor Good. Donovan Updike does not hit the 50 machine out of the money team. Anthony Ritchie, who I believe made the race last week. Let me double check to be confirmed, or did he fail to qualify? I'm going to double check. He failed to qualify last week, so this is not what Anthony Ritchie needs. Stephen Bair, for the second week in a row, this is not what he needs, as we've gone back to live action. And that turned the race lead over to Tatum Wright. I wonder if we had some pit stops or had a battle for the lead that we missed. Whatever the case, Tatum Wright's going to go for the lead, or is now going to be the leader, and now we're inside of 10 to go, so all restarts will be a single file restart. So it's Tatum Wright, Connor Breton, Joshua Sekuli, Seth Cole, Brooklyn Rogers, and JT Hanley that would have the final transfer spot. Out of those 6 drivers, Seth Cole would make his second straight race in a row. Everybody else would make their first. Nobody out of the race, but not sure what's wrong with Greg Rutz's car, and looks like Greg Rutz for the second week in a row will be out of this race, which is too bad, as we're going to go back to green flag racing with 8 laps to go. And we're back to green. See if any of these drivers have a chance to get around this Honda Accord. As here comes Connor Breton to the lead in that 79 Dodge. Joshua Sekuli will take second spot. Sekuli was going to try to take a look for the lead, but thought better of it. As we're down to 7 laps to go, Greg Rutz has come to pit road. Eric Stanberry has hit the wall. Problems for Greg Rutz. Not sure what happened to him. I think he just came to pit road, so something must have happened to Greg Rutz, but that's a tough break for him. And Greg Rutz, for the second week in a row, will unfortunately fail to qualify for this race, which is too bad. James Qualls has come to pit road. Oh, we got a crash. We got a crash. That's the 13 of JT Hanley. Oh, he came back in front of the trap and just collected some drivers. I see the 66 involved. Reagan Whitlock is in it, and our third caution of the race is out. We may get back to green before you know it. And Connor Breton did not need to see this caution. Now can he get through the carnage? No, he cannot. He just hit the 136. Oh no, the leaders are in it. The leaders. Oh no, oh my God. Annika Ritchie. Oh, this is good. Oh, the 13's in it. Julia Landauer. Oh my God, the leader is out. Oh my goodness. And Sicoli is smoking. Looks like his day is unfortunately going to be done. Now, what happened over here to the 13? Let's see what happened here. Third caution of the race. This will be an automatic red flag because I need to stop to see what caused all of this carnage. And we got some new players that will be in the top 6. Let's see. Looks like JT gets the wall. And who is that he just got turned by? That was James Orman in the 89. That's what brought out the yellow. Rick Witt, the points leader, made it through. Rick Witt could have a chance to possibly make this race. And then the 13 comes up on the track, and the 66 had nowhere to go. Gets hit by Reagan Whitlock. That was Donovan Updike. A lot of damage to that 66 machine. William Brock just ran in the back of the 44. That was Jordan Anderson. Trevor Good in the 136 of Jet Porkins got held up by the 66, and for some reason he went reverse. And as he was trying to get his car right in the right direction, here comes 79, pow! And took the left front fender on that Dodge. Then Sicoli comes in and piles in. Seth Cole made it through. Tatum Wright, not so fortunate, and it just piles everybody up as I just missed the rest. As there's Salone, looks like he's got a little hood buckle on his Clorox Toyota. Let's go to the 136 because I missed the impacts. There's Tatum right there. There's the 88 gets a piece of it. So did the 61. And then these drivers just don't slow down. 91 gets in it, 96 gets in it, and it's not over just yet. 13 of GT Hanley just comes in here and clobbers the 28. And then it's not over. Julia Landauer is going to get a shot into the 28. But you got to feel bad for Connor Breton. Was leading, couldn't get slowed down, and now his day is done, and he will unfortunately be one of the drivers that will have to go home, which is too bad. Yeah, that's what happens when you race back to the caution. You got drivers who are trying to leave the scene of the accident, then you have drivers who don't slow down and pile into the back of some people, and we end up having an interesting top 6 as a result of this. Drivers out after that incident. Sicoli, the 96 of Annika Ritchie. I'm still going to have to get used to saying all these names, so it's going to take me a while all season. JT Hanley is out. Ryan Boyer won't make it 2 in a row. Greg Rutz is 2 laps down, so he'll bypass all of them. Connor Breton, who was leading, unfortunately, he will go home, along with Reagan Whitlock, Donovan Updike, and the 136 of Jeff Porkins, and they join Ronnie Boyer behind the wall. So that means both of the Boyer brothers will unfortunately have to go home, so that's a tough break for them. Seth Cole is the leader. Carmen Alejandro second. Brooklyn Rogers third. Jay Jefferson fourth. Fifth looks like to be the 61. As the 92, I think, came to pit road. 61 is fifth, and 6 is Rick Witt, as we're on the last lap of the race. As we're back to green, looks like Seth Cole for the 2nd week in a row will make the race. Down the back straightaway for the final time, and indeed I was correct. Rick Witt holds the final transfer spot as Seth Cole rounds off turn number 4 and will take the qualifier here at Rockingham, North Carolina. Carmen Alejandro will make her first start of the year. Same with Brooklyn Rogers, Jeremy Salone, Rick Witt, the points leader, and Ashton Wright got the final transfer spot. How about that for the young rookie who was born in North Dakota, now living in Maryland or Kentucky or something like that. You know what I mean. Standings are official, and indeed I was right. Cole, Alejandro, Brooklyn Rogers, Jeremy Sloan, Rick Witt, and Ashton Wright. For Witt and Cole, they made the race last week, so this will be their second start in a row. For Alejandro, Brooklyn Rogers, Jeremy Sloan, and Ashton Wright, it will be their debut race here at Rockingham, North Carolina. Drivers, unfortunately, will not make the race. Will be TJ Hanley, James Orman, Trevor Good, PJ Williams, Stephen Bear, Desiree Voiles, Anthony Ritchie, Jay Jefferson, Julia Landauer, William Brock, Eric Stanberry, Alina Ritchie, Jordan Anderson, Tatum Wright. So at least Tatum's going to be happy her sister made it. James Coles, Greg Rutz, and then all of these other drivers that are out of the race will all head home. So a tough break for those drivers, but they'll look to rebound it next week when we head to the Springfield Miles. So congratulations to Seth Cole, Carmen Alejandro, Brooklyn Rogers, Jeremy Sloan, Rick Witt, and Ashton Wright for making the main event, and we will see those drivers for qualifying coming up this afternoon to find out who will start on the pole for tomorrow's Subway 400. Thank you all for tuning into this morning's qualifying race for the non-charters. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We've shown you your full finish results. We'll see you guys this afternoon for qualifying here at Rockingham, North Carolina. But until then, I've been Daniel Volz signing off, as you have been watching for now another broadcast of PCSRA TV, the best in racing since 2017. We'll see you later this afternoon for qualifying.